All right, welcome to the Good Rookie Show. My name's Faheem.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all. And we are good rookies.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. And guess what? It's the Good Rookie Show.
Yep.
Yes, what's up, guys? As you know, we come from Toronto, bringing you the hottest topics in sports and culture. And today is no other, guys. We got some topics to get through. So
Hmm.
let's do this, Fahim.
All
First
right.
off the bat, okay, two teams lost in the NFL playoffs, and they're known to lose. So, however, they had a good season, Fahim. Promising season. They worked so hard to win their division. But guess what? L's and L's. Fahim, I think you can predict who I'm referring to. The Cowboys and the Bills, known as the biggest losers of the last couple decades. Fahim, sorry, fans, you're going to get this smoke today. Fahim, let's talk about this. And y'all, I'm a Broncos fan and I feel bad for y'all. Okay, at least my team sucked, so we didn't have any hope. Y'all had all the hope pouring from y'all. Fahim, let's talk about this. The Bills played Mr. Burrows. He said, resend them funds. Did you know, Fahim, that they were selling tickets for a Chiefs versus Bills game in advance?
Wow. I don't know how that. Already they're selling tickets in advance.
They were selling tickets in advance because remember of the whole when Hamlin incident happened,
Hmm.
there wasn't really a true first seed because Bills didn't get to play that game against the Bengals. So what
All right. So
happened is
like a
that
makeup.
if
Okay.
they both won, the conference finals would have been in a neutral site, which is Atlanta. They were selling tickets for that game because they assumed it'd be Bills versus the Chiefs. So when the reporter asked Boros his thoughts on that, he said they better refund them. They better refund them funds, and it's true. Like anyway,
Hmm.
Fahim, your
Hmm.
thoughts on the Bills losing? Second
Yeah.
year, like just not making it far again. Your thoughts?
All right. Well, like you mentioned the L's, and you can't spell Dallas or Buffalo without L's. So it's there. So Buffalo, it's okay. It's pretty much the same situation. But with Buffalo, I thought this might be closer to being their year. I really believed in the hype train because it's not something that's overnight. They've been
Mm-hmm.
building this, and eventually when you're knocking at the door, if you have things on your side, you get through. I'm just wondering if I'm a Buffalo fan after what I've achieved this year and actually having a whiff of the possibility of even getting to the Super Bowl, what kind of effect that will have for them going forward. You know, in regards to Dallas, I picked Dallas to lose coming in, and I feel the same way. Dak Prescott to me doesn't really move the needle to say he's that type of quarterback.
Wow.
I guess it did prove true. Dallas still just continue to be just do what Dallas does. How about you?
So like, so it's funny. So yeah, I actually thought the Bills could have made it far. I did. I
Hmm.
thought they could have figured it out. I just think that they just played the worst team, the worst team to play because Joe Burrows is the kind of
Hmm.
quarterback that just rises to the stage. He's young, but my gosh, he's not Tom Brady. I can't call him that. But he reminds me of a guy like Tom, where when it's pressure, he plays well under pressure. He does. Like he just plays well. Like to win 8 weeks in a row, in football in the NFL today is very hard to do, and he's done that with the team. So yeah, like that team, as you said before in our previous episode about which team is hot, that team was boiling hot
Hmm.
leading into the postseason. So to run to that is just unfair. I think they kind of, I mean, and it's like if the Bills played the Jaguars, I think they would have beat them, right? I really think the Bengals is the worst team to play because they're so hot. And I'm actually thinking when they play the Chiefs, for him, it's gonna be a lot closer than people think. It ain't gonna be no big gap. Okay, they're pretty similar. Mahomes
Hmm.
is talented, but my gosh, the Bengals is very talented as well as a unit. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, Cowboys, I thought they would win against the Buccaneers. You know what I mean? So that to me was for sure going to happen. But yeah, I didn't think they were going to make it past the first round. Like the Bucks
Hmm.
struggled. They were hurt all year. So that's the easy win for them. But yeah, last week I was like, yeah, I could see them losing, and they did. So it's just another disappointing year. Dak throwing the interceptions, like it's been issues.
Mhm.
I remember a guy who did it a lot as well, Peyton Manning. He lost me quite a few games with interceptions as well in the fourth quarter as a Colts fan, but he figured it out and he won 2 rings. So um I don't think Dak will never win because luckily being a quarterback, you're a piece of the team, but football is the ultimate team sport. So if he can get a defense or a running game, I really think what hurt Cowboys is the running back getting hurt. When he left the game, that was huge. But we left the game, I said they got no choice. They got no hope, man. Like that's it, right? So and he's been fabulous. Like fabulous for them all year long. Yeah, Tony Pollard. I said, yeah, there's no way. So it is what it is. I don't think Dak is done yet. And I think these types of losses, you have to get through it. Some quarterbacks take them a while to get there. So we'll see.
Yeah. And I get this. Some quarterbacks take a while to get there. But Dak Prescott, he's had a lot of opportunities
Has he
and has
He's been hurt. He got hurt for a
you're
year,
right.
just came back.
Mhm.
Even last year, did he play the full season? He got hurt this year for like 3, 4, 5 weeks. He was hurt this year. Last year he was hurt. He hasn't really had a healthy season yet. That's why I'm just like, I get it though. Some people are like Bun Dak. I've seen Cowboy fans say we're over him. I'm not there yet. Like I
Mm.
think Dak has an opportunity. I just think he needs to like get like not force his pass.
It's just there's a
Like
difference between the regular season and I guess postseason
yes,
in the playoffs. And he's, I mean, regular season, okay,
he's okay. But
okay.
remember, I think he threw the most interceptions in regular season too. Like I think
Mm,
one in 1 year. So
yeah. Well, to any
he's
Cowboys
known for
fans,
doing that. Yeah.
I mean, of course, keep the hope. But Cowboys, to me, very much remind me of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh boy,
For
that's
anyone who
rough.
doesn't really follow hockey, great
That's
regular
rough,
season,
man.
and
Actually, no, they're Faheem, they're better than the Leafs because the Leafs they made it past the first round. We have not done that yet.
okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Remember, they won their first playoff game last. That was the first playoff game they've won, I think, for like 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But then
yeah,
you can say on the Cowboys, and also they've won in actually our lifetime. They won a Super Bowl, and the Leafs haven't won
yeah,
a
exactly.
Stanley
They're
Cup.
better
So
than the
it goes either
Leafs.
way. But when
Yeah,
I said that very loosely.
but
Yeah.
you are close. I think they're relative though because they're both the top team in their sport, right?
Mhm.
Most value franchise in each of their leagues, but they've both lose a lot of games. The Knicks, the Leafs, and the Cowboys are very similar. They're all
Yeah.
one
How did
pile of
the
losers.
Knicks find their way
Yo,
in this
get the
equation?
smoke, man. I got smoke for the Knicks fan. Not all y'all, but some of y'all you guys know who you are. Damn it. All right,
All right.
let's go to. I'm crying. So speaking of the Knicks, shockingly for him, I saw that no Knicks made the All-Star starters list.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Run that list quick because I don't even have the official. Do you have the list there real quick?
Yeah, so the
Okay.
All-Stars, I don't have the list, but I have everything top of my head, I believe, because
Wow,
I've
of
seen it
course.
enough
Go ahead.
times. So for the Eastern Conference, the leading vote was Giannis,
Yes.
Kevin Durant, and
Yeah.
Tatum. And then the guards was Kyrie and who's the other guard for him? Oh, Donovan Mitchell was the top five. So Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie, and then Jason Tatum beat out Embiid. Yes, he did.
Mm.
Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Kevin Durant. So
Yeah.
two Brooklyn Nets starters made the All-Star game, which is crazy as starters.
Hmm.
On the Western Conference, guy, top of my head, I've gone by memory, but please look it up while I'm saying this. I do believe most vote, of course, is going to be LeBron, duh. And then the starting for the guards was Luka and Steph. And then the
Right.
forwards, I believe, was Zion, big up Zion, LeBron, and then who was the fifth person? Zion, LeBron, and of course Jokic. Duh, Jokic.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming, honestly, yeah, it has to be him. Who else will get more
Yeah.
votes
Yeah.
than Jokic,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Okay, so the starting five. What's your thoughts for him? First of all, on the fact that Zion's on the list, first year back being healthy automatically, and of course Kyrie being back on the list, where a lot of people didn't think he could make it. I thought he
Hmm.
could because I'm not shocked. Like fans love
Right.
Kyrie, but the
Right.
media not so much. What's your thoughts on that, Faheem?
Yeah, I'm with you. Kyrie, I remember Kyrie, only reason he wasn't one last year was because of the whole vaccine situation. He really wasn't playing, didn't play enough games. Remember, if he
Hmm.
was though, he would have been in there, and then maybe perhaps an all-star that made it last year wouldn't have. Like, there's always going to be room for Kyrie. So Kyrie was not a surprise, even get voted in. Um, but on the West though, was when you say was Zion.
Hmm.
Not mad at it at all. Maybe a little surprised just because I don't think he's really played like he's played
Well, no,
obviously.
he played
Mhm.
all Faheem. He played all of his games. He only missed the game from Christmas because he caught COVID. Then
Mhm.
he got sick. But
Okay.
he played up to December.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I really don't
He's been
have
healthy
any
this
pushback.
year, except for
Little
the last couple of weeks, but he's been healthy.
this may be like maybe a real turning the corner for Zion. I think it's great for the league, obviously, to have Zion to be a starter, voted in. I'd have to say it's well deserved. No problems here. No problems here. How about with you?
Yeah, everything you said I agree with. I think it's funny because, we had we spoke about, SGA making the starters, and I just thought it was impossible. I'm like, this man could have been averaging 50, y'all. He wasn't gonna beat Luca and Steph. Like, sometimes it's just not, you know what I mean? No stat line was gonna make Shea get up there, right? He's averaging
Mhm.
35, 5.6 assists. He's having a phenomenal year. But man, Steph and Luca are just they're
Yeah.
superstars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Shea's playing for the OKC Thunder. Like we probably
Right.
all watch maybe 2 games a year, three
Hmm.
maybe max. So he wasn't gonna beat out those guys, right? But what's interesting though is that in regards to the starters, Donovan Mitchell, first
How's it
season
say?
in the East,
Right.
making as a starter. If I'm
Right.
Donovan, I'm popping my shoulder. I'm like doing like the Harlem Shake. I know I'm kind of old, y'all, but I'm
Yeah.
doing all that. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, to have your
Yeah.
first year season in the East and already on it, he beat James Harden, Trey, you name it, right?
Right.
That's dope for him. So I'm happy for Donovan. Everyone else, not surprised. I know some fans are upset about Embiid not making the starter. I'm not surprised either. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't really like Embiid. I mean, Embiid is a fan of fans, but I think Jason Tatum, I can see why he would beat Embiid. He made it to
Right.
the finals.
Right.
He's having a great season, and like his team, like he's becoming a star in front of
Yeah.
us. So,
Hmm.
I mean, even if Embiid got it, I wouldn't be mad. But Jason Tatum winning it, I'm not mad at that. Like
No.
I'm not.
Yeah. Everyone on both sides, East and West, all the
Yeah,
starters. I think there's a story behind each one. I like what you said about Donovan Mitchell, and I really co-sign that because on the offseason, him coming, he was a highly touted person coming over to the Eastern Conference, and we'd assume that he would be one of the better guards in the East. His team's doing well, and he's balling out. To say he would be a starter, if you were to say this in the summer, for instance, that he would be a starter, I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't give too much pushback, but I would have thought, like, like you mentioned, Shea would have been one. Um, And here we are, Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell for sure.
mm-hmm.
Also, let me throw Giannis. He's been kind of quiet as of late, still doing his thing, but he is clearly people are going to vote for Giannis as they should. But when I
But he hasn't been really quiet. He was injured, but he came back with a roaring. Like you saw that last game he
right.
played. Oh my god, man,
Mm-hmm.
crazy 30 plus points. Like
Mm-hmm.
this guy doesn't stop. He has not stopped
Yeah.
dominating right now, Giannis. But so define quiet to me. What do you mean he's been quiet? What do you mean
Oh
by
no.
that?
Well, actually, that's what I was thinking about when that lull, when he was out for those few games or whatever. I know I didn't mean quiet like he was underperforming.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe I was more thinking that the team,
Oh,
Milwaukee's,
Milwaukee.
they're nothing's really. I was really talking about Milwaukee. The Milwaukee is almost like
They never do though for him. They never do.
They're the Spurs of the Eastern Conference. The
Yeah.
Spurs just quietly come out and just handle business. Well, I mean, the Spurs that we used to know, not the current Spurs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, Milwaukee, same thing. So that's what I meant by quiet. Just like he's obviously doing Giannis things.
Yeah.
No one's really talking about it, but just it's good to see that outside of Milwaukee and the league still recognizing that Giannis is still that dude. So
Well, the issue with the media talks about teams that bring them the most clicks and most attention. So
Yeah.
that's why they cover a lot of Lakers. Like we're all sick of Lakers news, man. Even when they were bad, they were top of every news cycle. So they cover the teams that bring them the most revenue, that have the most fan bases, right? That's just how the media correlates it to. That's why you don't hear about them. But us basketball fans, we know about Milwaukee. They ain't no trust me, I think they're really load managing Middleton and all these things for the postseason, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Now, Faheem, I'm curious to see who the coaches select, because you mentioned it. Siakam not making it, SGA. I think you also mentioned like other players that are playing so well, but the teams are not doing well. This is the first time that we know these guys can hoop because they either make it far to the playoffs. Siakam has won a championship. So the question is, are these coaches going to pick like the guys on the winning teams or pick the best players?
Yeah, we had a discussion. I like what you brought to the table, and we're talking about just how history would say that your team has to do well for you to get that love from the coaches. What was that stat? Remind once again.
So the only way, like the only time we've seen someone make it on a lower seed team was DeJounte Murray, and it was only because Draymond didn't play. He got hurt. So he came in as a snub, as a substitution. Yeah.
Right. So
even like the year that Mike Conley made it to the All-Star game, right? But the Jazz were like smoking everyone in that 2021 season. When Andrew said the epic line, pandering to the blacks.
Right.
So yeah.
Before we go for the culture, we're saying about the pandering to the blacks and the All-Star DeJounte Murray coaches. That's okay. But Siakam, real quick. So it came between. So they haven't made the announcement yet.
No. So the two players that are playing really well, but their teams are not, is Siakam and SGA. Right. And they're competing against like real guys. So, you know, a lot of like, because each conference has a lot of guys that are performing very, very well. Siakam is again, remember, Joel Embiid is a forward, front court for the East. Yeah. He's competed against Joel Embiid, Butler. I'm trying to think who else is front court, Eastern Conference.
Julius Randle,
Bam Adebayo, Julius Randle, and like so these are guys that again their teams are winning,
right? And
they're already playoff contenders. We're not. We're like at the bottom. So to your point, yes, like Bam, Embiid, you said Randle, who's having a really good. I think it's averaging like 28 or something like that.
His numbers are very comparable to everyone else for listing.
Yeah, it's very high. And then so and Bam.
So I guess of the names that we've listed, do you think because Pascal's numbers, he's in those conversations?
Yes, of course.
Do you think that they're going to hold the team record against him? Because one of those guys is going to have to go.
Well, they're going to pick. I think there's 10 players that make the All-Star game. And there's 5 left, right? 5's already been selected. Who will be the other 5, right? That's the question.
Right.
The other 5, because it's 3 front court and 2 back court, I'm assuming they're going to pick 3 guards and 2 front court guys to make it 5 and 5, right?
Right.
Respectfully, there might only be 2 or 3 front court spots available for 5 guys we just named that all deserve it.
So,
right. So unless they increase it to 12 people, but it's normally 10. And then if injuries come in, then the extra people, it's only 10 people on the list. So 5 people can make it, right? 5. And you also have guys like Brunson, you have guys like James Harden. It's gonna be tough.
I'm gonna go with they let Pascal in. Pascal Siakam will see an All-Star game. Someone's gotta go. Maybe if Bam, definitely Randall before Randall, but Pascal Siakam will be an All-Star.
Okay.
Has to. In the West, while you're looking in the West.
Yeah. To be honest,
you're not sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna make it because we're like 12th, 13th. We're behind Washington. It's like Kristaps Porzingis wanting to make it too. You know what I mean? Like he's having a great season too. It's just, but if he makes it, I'll be freaking happy. Oh my gosh! But him making it before Embiid or Bam.
Well, not before Embiid. I think Embiid would get that nod. I think Jimmy Butler would probably get that nod.
And that's it for him. That's it. Only 2 spots left. Only 2 spots.
Okay. So they go to 2 spots. If they go to 2 spots, then yeah.
remember, there's
I get you.
five left. There's only
Yes. So
so there'll be 2 or 3 spots maximum. I think they're
if
gonna pick 3 guards though, because there's only 2 guards that are on the starting.
so in that equation, no, he doesn't. But I think if they go to 3 front court players, Pascal Siakam will be that last third court player, I think.
Okay.
And what about the flip side on the West with
Yeah,
SGA real
so
quick? So
SGA, that's also tough
backcourt,
because John Morant's gonna get there.
yes.
Jaw automatic. Um, Damian Lillard might
Damian
get there
Lillard,
too. Darren
Dame,
Fox. I think it should
Fox.
go to
Oh,
Darren Fox, and I think Darren Fox, Dame,
yeah.
and Jaw will get it before SGA, only because
Right. So those three,
like,
yeah, that's fair.
and they all deserve it. Fox's team is
Yeah.
doing so well. He's the leader.
Yeah.
Dame's team is doing better than everyone thought. And
Yeah.
then as well as John Morant is Jaw. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think they'll get it over SGA.
yeah.
However, if there's an extra spot like 11, then that should be his for sure.
Right.
But I think those 3 deserve it.
Yeah.
Even though the SGA numbers are phenomenal, my God, those 3 are impacting winning in a different way, and that should be rewarded over
Yeah.
just your
I'm
stat
with you.
line.
I'm with you. And that's just the rules of the game. It's how, somebody's got to be left out. Someone's got to be
Yeah.
snubbed. So I hear you. All right, let's see how
But
this
hey,
plays out.
if the coaches say forget about their team success, we want to award the best guys in the league,
Right.
then Pascal and SGO will make it, because those
Right.
2 are the best guys. I think
Right.
they're both top 15 guys in their position, right?
Right. Only thing is you've already brought to the table that scenario doesn't seem to happen.
It seems unlikely,
Right.
honestly, because
Right.
you do
So
want
that's
it's
fine.
unlikely. Yeah, it's unlikely. But who knows, right? Maybe, I mean, this is the first year we've had so many like great talent on bad teams.
Yeah.
But keep in
Yeah.
mind, right? LeBron only made it last year because he gets voted, right? Guys who make it on bad teams always get voted in. They're really good
Right.
guys, right?
Right.
So
Right. All right.
yeah. Anyways,
All right. So Nelly J, how about we go to for the culture?
for the culture, we like to highlight things that are for the culture. And today, y'all, we're gonna highlight something that, if you're from Toronto, man, you gotta love this. Okay, the Blue Jays announced that they're gonna be selling Jamaican patties at these games, Faheem. Jamaican patties. Like what? A huge win for the culture.
Right.
What was your thoughts of hearing that when you go to a game now, you can get a patty? Bruh. First of all, guys, in Toronto, they sell patties at the Subway. Every Subway has a man them selling a patty, right? Warden Station, big up Warden Station. They have the best patties for me. But yeah, Faheem, what's your thoughts on this news?
So I'm smiling. I think it's really great. Go to the ballpark, get a patty. Okay, that's fine. The ask though, the Blue Jays have been in Toronto since the early 80s. Why has it taken them so long to incorporate a beef patty onto their menu? Knowing that there's been, I don't know. I mean, I'm smiling. I'm happy. It's better late than never. It's great. But, baseball, as we know, Black participation in baseball, the numbers will show it's been declining.
Mm-hmm.
I'll end there with that and see where you go with it. What do you have to say, Nelly J?
Yeah, I'm not shocked because it's a white-owned, white sport, a lot of white fans. Like, it's very white, okay? Right? Like, no seasoning, nothing. So, but I think the Toronto is becoming very diverse. They've been talking about diversity within Rogers Center, and this is how you bring fans, or at least appease fans, to come to your games. I mean, the landscape of sports has changed in Toronto, Faheem. A lot of sports fans are Black and brown people. They're people from other countries. They're immigrants. They're coming in, and a lot of them, like the Raptor games, have different culturally diverse foods. I saw that when I went to a few games. I saw they had like foods from other, actual restaurants, and not just hot dogs and typical like arena food. They actually had some cuisines that weren't typical. So this is how you kind of adapt to the times and to your fan bases and to the diversity of where you are. But I just think it's great to just have Jamaican patties in the arena. My question is, who's the vendor? Like who are they sourcing it from? right? Because if it's from like a not a non-Jamaican person, I'll be annoyed. So I hope Blue Jays, whoever you're getting your patties from, is from a Jamaican man. So if it's called Jamaican patties, it was from next to you that's making it. No, it needs to be a Jamaican person that you're actually buying these patties from, or else it's fake. I'm sorry, but I'm happy though. It has been announced. That's dope. Love it, love it. But it better be from a Jamaican man, okay, or from an actual person. You know what I'm saying? From the culture. I don't want it to be some. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all I gotta say. But I think it's dope. And now I might even go to a Blue Jays game this year. I didn't go to anyone last year, so I might even
go for the beef patties.
Yo, listen, y'all. No, but patties, right? Jamaican patties, like yo, I love patties. So now I'm like, you know what? I might go just get a patty still.
Well,
listen,
I think if you go
to appease here.
yeah, if I go to a game, I get one. I think I'm gonna have to bring my own a packet of my own bottle of hot sauce, because you know they're gonna say hot patties, but hot for some people is not really hot for other people.
Hence what I'm saying for him. Well, who's making the patties, right? Listen,
depending on who's
know. Listen, if they call it a hot patty and I bite into it and I'm not like, nope, fake. That vendor is not Jamaican. So anyway, just call it patties. You're selling patties. It's not Jamaican patty. You understand? So we gotta make sure, we gotta verify y'all. So if you go to the game coming up, do the test. Please let us know if it's Jamaican patty or just a patty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be using the Jamaican patty if it ain't Jamaican patty. You understand? Nah.
No,
anyway,
big.
but also to add to what they're also adding other cuisines, not the Jamaican patty. They're adding they're adding, what's it called? They're having they're gonna add banh mi sandwiches.
Okay, yeah, banh mi, yeah, of course, yeah, banh mi,
and
right?
I like the banh mi bread. I've had it before. Okay. Very tasty, sweet type of bread. So that'd be nice.
Yeah, banh mi's nice. Okay, so
they're trying to add different cuisines and drinks from diverse areas. So let's see.
Yeah. Wow. So they're keeping it real. If they're adding banh mi to it, it's like, wow, I did not know. I didn't know that. So good for them. Actually, you know what? Shout out to Brendan Gomez. I think I saw a post where he has some kind of affiliation with the Blue Jays this year also. So I mean,
well, he does. I didn't know that.
I don't. So like I said, maybe before we transition out, let me just type this in here just to make sure. But I did see him. It was him. He was Brendan Gomez on the locker.
Well, I know his company acquired the Toronto Now magazine. I think
that's right
for him.
That is correct. And maybe we can shout him out on that another time. Okay, so let me just. So yeah, he got to Toronto Now. No, so my bad. I guess it was just nothing more than just I don't want to say publicity, but it was him. It was Brendan Gomez on the locker. And then, as you know, once you get Brendan Gomez, there's a culture. So shout out to the Blue Jays. Regardless, I'm not going to call a pandering play here. What I am going to say is they're acknowledging who a base is that they have not been reaching out to, and strategically attacking that base. So we appreciate the attempt. Better late than never. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Blue Jays.
Yep. I agree. Where they're going to have these cuisines is also known as the shop, and it's designed to showcase different neighborhoods in which Toronto transit systems run through.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right.
So so they do the shop next level. They do different things. So what's really cool is that them kind of incorporating, the shop and the fact that, like patties are known across TTC and GO stations, right? So there are things that are very nostalgic to it. So having them kind of bring it. Yeah. So it's going to be in the 500 level, which is smart because the folks that'll be wanting patties will not be in the 100 levels.
No.
So that's dope. They're going to have it there. And yeah, I think it's great. So big up to the Rogers Center for doing this, and Blue Jays, and whoever put in this, plug to say, hey, have Jamaican patties. That's dope.
Right.
But they better be Jamaican. That's all.
Okay. All right.
That is all.
All right. And at this point, let's go to our last segment. That's absurd.
That's absurd to me, bro. This is a good one. What was absurd this week? What was absurd?
New York Knicks, Nerlens Noel, in 2021, filed a suit against his former agent, Rich Paul, only to later, in 2023, have to pay back money to a suit in which he's won. Very confusing and absurd. Nelly J, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so imagine suing someone for 58 million in lost earnings in 2021, but you owe them money. Yo, yo, the absurdity, the audacity, yo, man, Faheem, you can't listen. You can't make up life, eh? Life makes you laugh. Yo, you don't have to watch no TV show for this, y'all. Imagine you suing someone for money, but you've owed them the entire time money. Wow, that is wild, Faheem.
Wow.
Anyways, so Neil Noel tried a thing. Say, you know what? I'm gonna sue y'all for 58 million. You owed me money from lost earnings because I didn't sign something based on my own decision. Okay. And now they're settled, but the settlement is not only is Noel having to pay back a commission's owed to Klutch on the 5 million Knicks deal in 2020, he's also withdrawing his entire legal proceedings towards them. Wow. Hashtag epic fail 20. Listen, man. Hashtag absurd of January. I mean, this is just crazy. A lot of things happened this month, but that's for the sports, that's absurd. Okay.
Well, since you're on the hashtags, let me add hashtag moral victory. I mean, technically he won, right? He won the suit.
No,
maybe
he didn't
maybe the suit was worth more than the money.
Remember, like he didn't win anything. It was settled outside of court, so nothing was won.
Well, is a settlement is that
not winning? No? A settlement means that everyone settled to a common ground, but the common ground is that he owes them money. That's all it is. So listen, man. Listen, I don't know who Klutch hired, which Jack Bauer or whoever they hired to investigate. Listen, I'm not saying nothing, y'all. All I'm saying is that whoever they are hired to say, yo, we got this on you, Nerlens. So if I were you, you owe us money. We'll keep this quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can't be no easy. Like, this is crazy. 58 mil should offset a 5 million commission for him. The math doesn't math right now.
Right.
It's not mathing. So they got him to not only pay back the commission, but also not even pursue his own legal like case towards them. Like him suing them. So that to me is just so absurd. Wow.
Yeah. And to add to the absurdity is the reason why he's even suing them is because he took their advice and their advice ended up being bad advice. What team did he end up going to before? It was before the Knicks. Do you remember
Dallas.
The team? It was Dallas. Okay. So he ended up going to Dallas.
Had money in his hands and he said,
right.
And he said, Rich whispered and said, hey, I can get better. You more.
Yeah.
I can do better. So Rich told them and he said, really, Rich? No problem. I believe you. Sure. Right. But betting yourself fails. What's worse, him or Dennis Schroeder? Who's worse? Two players that had money on the table but didn't sign it.
Good one, because Schroeder had. I can't remember that it was a lot of money. They both had. I think he bet on himself. Schroeder was bad. He left a lot of money on the table. But then New Orleans, I think just even the fact that he has to pay them after he's settled, yeah, that's just another level. If I had my choice of being the two of them, I think I'd rather be Schroeder for some reason.
Me too, because it's embarrassing. I'm suing you. I feel wrongfully, treated. I felt like I lost all those earnings because of your advice. But Nerlens, you owed them money. Like, pay him at least. Listen, man. Like, first of all, and again, Nerlens Noel, I'm just questioning your business. Like, who's your agent? Who are you work? Like, Faheem, it's just so many confusion here. You don't sue someone when you owe them money. But guess what? That can be used against you, against your character. What you gotta do is pay them back. Then you sue them, sir. This is just like, what are we doing? Anyways, confusion.
Advice from Nelly J, attorney at law.
All I'm saying is pay back them funds, y'all. That's all I say.
Pay them back.
You owe people money, pay them back. You know what I'm saying? Don't sue nobody when you owe them money, y'all. That's just crazy.
That's sound advice. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Yes, y'all. That was a good rookie show. All right. So, as you know, shout outs, pretty simple. We got through January, y'all. I feel like January was like 8 weeks long. Faheem, I don't know about you. I feel like January has never, it's been the longest month. I swear this month is always so long. But y'all, we've made it through January. Big up to you who's listening and watching. Congrats on making it through the first of 12 months in 2023. Let's do this, y'all. I'm just sending a shout out of encouragement because I think we all need it right now with these dark days, barely any sun. Guys, Toronto has been just dark. I wake up and I'm like, is it nighttime? Dark all the time. So big up to you if you survived it. Let's go, Faheem. What about you?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make my shout out real quick on something that has to do with. I was gonna mention, but I think I'll do it now. Steph Curry. Shout out to Steph Curry. He was the #1 leading NBA jersey sales leader in team merch, and I think I'll shout him out on that. It's not really a surprise. He's obviously a popular player. He's been out and still doing it. So, and the reason why, as you know, or the listeners know, I'm not exactly the biggest Steph Curry fan. I respect him.
That's why I'm watching you. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yo, my face, guys. As he was saying his shout out, I was like, what is he doing? He's not even a fan of this. Like, why shout him out?
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of him, but I'll shout him out for his number
one. Shout him out. He was the #1 jersey getter. I think why not?
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, first month of 2023, new year, and I don't have any hate for him.
Yeah.
But I just want to give him a shout out, just in regards to being the #1 jersey seller. Why not? Cool.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, it's impressive with a league that has a lot of superstars. Not a lot, but they have, I think, more than most eras has. Like Luke, I think Luka is now a superstar. Definitely, like, there's so many stars in both conferences. So him being that makes sense because he's a champion, right? They are the defending champion. So unless you take him off of the pedal, of the pedestal that he's on right now, then yeah, like that makes sense. And because and LeBron fans, y'all have his jerseys already. So I don't. How many jersey sales can he get more? Like, I'm saying, like, this. LeBron has #1 jersey sale for how many decades now? For how many years? So I'm happy that Steph took that #1 from him.
Yeah, and I think that's also because it's a hard title to have, especially with such a young talent. There's a lot of to change demographics. A lot of younger people, like kids. Like
Zion,
I saw
yep, a lot of stars coming up.
Right. So a lot of stars, like you mentioned, is coming up. I saw something real quick in regards to Melo, and they asked these kids, I'm guessing they could have been, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and asked them, what does Melo mean to you? And remember, there's Carmelo-Anthony from our generation, and there's LaMelo Ball from the next generation. And I think it was like lopsided, like 8-2. You ask a kid who's like 10 years old, Melo to them doesn't mean Carmelo-Anthony, it means LaMelo Ball.
Oh yeah, like, so he's like a grandpa to them. If they're 10, Carmelo's like a grandfather or like an old uncle.
Right.
Yeah, they won't know about Carmelo-Anthony, so that makes sense.
And coming back to this, just the fact that Steph Curry is able to be a #1 seller of someone who's, a veteran, been around such a long time. A lot of the kids, like, jerseys are really bought toward kids, like, what I'm saying? It just feels, a lot of jersey sales are going to younger kids. So I think just the fact that Steph can maintain being an older player and still fight off some of the younger, like you mentioned, you just threw out Zion, Ja might be, what I'm saying? Just
so for that sales list, who was 2 and 3? Like, who's right behind him? Oh yeah, I see it here. For the LeBron, then Giannis, and Luka. Oh, Giannis is #3. Wow. Luka 4, Kevin Durant 5, Ja 6, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. Oh, he's top 10. Wow. I would not expect Devin Booker to be up there because a lot of fans will even give him respect sometimes. They forget Booker is cooking in the league.
You're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Wow, Devin Booker is top 10 in the first half.
Yeah.
And then Joel Embiid and Dame Lillard. Whew. Interesting. That's an interesting list. The only vets on here is Kevin Durant.
Right.
And I mean, you could put Dame and Joel because they've been playing for a while now. Like they're older now. But it's a good split between the old and the young. You got Steph, LeBron. Giannis he's young, but he's been playing forever. Giannis, Kevin Durant, and Joel. And the young cats are Devin, Jason Tatum, John Morant, and Luka. So we got literally 5 and 5. Interesting.
Yeah, it's tough, especially with the league right now. So that's, I want to shout out Steph just for really being as advertised, I'll say that. And on that note, Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was a good rookie show. If you had a good time, enjoyed yourself, please like, subscribe, and tell a friend.
We're on all platforms if you're looking for us. You know what it is. It's a good rookie show, and we out. Peace.